Well, thank you so much, Adrian. So all morning we've been talking to a couple of experts here in various fields. We're joined by Dr. George Yagi, Jr. from the University of the Pacific. He has his doctorate in British Imperial History.
And also Rebecca Black, who's the owner of Etiquette now. And I'm wondering, has anything particularly surprised you about what we've watched this morning, either one of you? How about you?
Well, nothing in particular. I had seen some processions when I lived in England, so it was pretty normal, except, I didn't see such a large crowd back then.
No, it was remarkable. How about you, Rebecca?
Not really. I did love her dress. I thought that was very Grace Kelly-ish. I love that.
You know, a persistent rumor that we've heard, I'm sure, in the States for years, is that the possibility of Charles never becoming king, him abdicating the throne, and it going right to William, because William's much more popular than Charles, and a lot of this stems from right after Diana's death. Do you see this happening at all, or will Charles become king, in your view?
Well, Charles will become king. That's the whole principle behind the divine right of kings. He is king by right of birth. So when his mother dies, that's when they say, the queen is dead, long live the king. Now, the only way that would happen is if Charles decides to abdicate on his own. And there's only been one king that did that before, and that was Edward VIII, the one who gave up the throne for Wallis Simpson.
Yes.
And he's viewed as a bit of a disgrace for shirking his duties.
Well, and Charles has already been down the scandal route, and it all worked out all right, I mean, like, they've already kind of been through this. One thing that I think people, when they talk about the concept of Will and Kate being king and queen someday, there's a lot of longevity in that family. This is not happening anytime soon.
Yeah. Well, the Queen Mother was, what, 100 and what when she?
102.
And that was a couple of years ago. My goodness.
So, I mean, you're really talking decades, likely, before this would happen.
Something, Ms. Black, you had mentioned is that you had heard that the guests were given a 22-page document detailing the etiquette of attending a royal wedding.
Yes.
Good thing or kind of an annoying thing for guests, or were they thankful for this?
I would imagine they'd be very thankful, because in an event like this, there's a lot of protocol. And the guide would help. Well, it's called a guide for a reason. It's going to help guide you to appear socially savvy instead of the person that, they're that person.
If you meet a queen, you don't
touch her, don't engage her in a conversation. If she puts her hand out, then you can shake her hand.
That's
it. Sounds like a hoot, doesn't it? All right, thank you very much. We have appreciated and enjoyed your company this morning.